Instead of this, nahirapan ka dito.
Alam mo ka na sa live ka. Hey everyone, hey Jost. So today we're gonna make Baby Yoda. This is gonna be fun to do. I actually do have a tutorial video of this. So you can check that out if you haven't already. But I thought we'd do it in a live today, and then maybe tomorrow we can do something like this, which I just made today. And I think there's another one as well, but my best friend is here and she has it. Here's the other one. So we can probably make these two tomorrow, which would be really, really fun. But for today, we'll just make Baby Yoda. How are you, Jost? Alright, let's start. So I've got my beige colored yarn, which is what we normally use to start. Let's put this over here like this, and we're just going to make a slip knot. For those of you who don't know how to make a slip knot, I usually just grab my yarn like this. There are so many different ways. It's really quite simple. You just make a little circle and you can pull the yarn through and grab it. I just like to use a hook because it's so much easier. So I'll just grab my yarn, pull it through, and then just make a slip knot like that. Super easy for those of you who have never done that before. So that's a slip knot, and now what we're going to do is chain 16. So let's chain 16 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and number 16. Okay, so there we have 16 chains. And then we always start in the second chain from the hook, and we will just make 14 single crochet stitches starting from here. So that's 1. Then we've got number 2, number 3 over here. And as you can see, it starts to curl up a little bit here, so I'll just pull that a little bit out so it's just nice and even there. So this one is number 4, then number 5, and remember we have 14 to make, so this is number 6 right here. Then we've got 7 coming through there, and by the way, I'm using a 1.9 millimeter hook. This is number 8. I'll just put this back here. Number 9, 10. So we've got 4 more after this, or should have 4 more at least. So here's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and then you'll notice that we have one little chain space or loop left over, and this is where we're going to do an increase. So here's my first single crochet stitch, and then an increase is just doing 2 single crochet stitches in the one space. Now I'm going to work on the other side. So you might see written in pattern something like work on the other side of the chain, and this is exactly what it means. So you're going around now this chain. So if I start, for example, right here, you can see that space. I hope you can see that space in here. Right here, this is where I'm going to be working. So this is number 1 on the other side, and we will have 14 to do in total. And I'm just working in these spaces over here, as you can see. So there's number 2, and you might notice as well that I'm weaving in my yarn tail as I go along, just for a couple of these stitches on the other side. So the yarn tail goes on top of the hook, for those of you who don't know. You get to hear I got repetitive crochet thumb strain. Yes, I get that as well. I got some milk cotton yarn delivered. That's fantastic. I get that thumb strain as well. Actually, I got it today. When even when you're crocheting for a long time, you still get it, because I was using a different hook. I was using a bigger hook. For some reason, it's those bigger hooks that give me a little bit of strain, but that's okay. So what I'm doing here, so just know that it will go, but you do need to give yourself some rest sometimes as well. So don't fully strain it too much. Don't continue crocheting if it really hurts, because obviously that will take a lot longer for injuries to recover. So just be careful with that, and you will get stronger over time as well, so don't worry about it too much either. Okay, so we're just continuing on this other side. We have another 14 to make. I don't actually know what I'm up to, but I can see where I'll finish, so I don't particularly need to count at this exact point. So here's my last one. This is going to be number 14 from the other side, and I'll just make a single crochet stitch there. And now we have the base finished. As you can see, it looks really good. There are no loose spaces here. It's actually worked out perfectly. Thank you. I'm definitely gonna make little Yoda soon. Oh, I hope you do. That would be so cute. And then you could make something like this, because I think this is really, really cute as well. And then we've made a strawberry one. We'll probably do a panda one after this. Alright, so coming in here now, I've got to make, pretty much I've got to continue crocheting in a spiral. So as I crochet in a spiral, it means this here is going to be my very first stitch of the next round. And I have so far 30 single crochet stitches in the entire round. So what I will do now is, this is going to be my first stitch for the second round, and I'm just going to make it as my number 1 stitch. So there's number 1 already done, and I'm going to count 30 as I go all the way around, and we've got to repeat this, I think, 3 rounds of 30 single crochet stitches. Thank you so much, Jules. I really appreciate it. Guys, don't forget to like this live if you haven't already. We're stuck at 0 right now. Surely there's one of you guys who like this live. Alright, so I'm going to start counting 30 single crochet stitches for 3 rounds. So let's see how we go, shall we? So we've got 1 right here, then this will be my number 2, I do believe, number 3, 4, and we've got 30 in total. So 5, 6, it shouldn't take too long. Let's see how fast I can crochet. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we're halfway. That's good. That's at least progression. So 15 right here will be number 16. Let's see if we can get into it. So 16 right here. Then we've got 17 over here, 18, and you can see it starts to curl up a little bit the wrong way, so that's okay, because we'll curve it properly in the right direction later. So that's number 20, 21, 22, I do believe, 23, 24, 25, 26. You can also use a stitch marker. Sometimes that's actually a lot easier. 27, 28. Let's move this out. 29 and 30. Now what I think I've actually done is I've actually made an increase somewhere where I shouldn't have. That's okay. What I might do is just do a quick decrease, because this is where I made the increase in the beginning, and it's okay. Don't worry about looking at this. This is sometimes how I just troubleshoot things, so I don't have to start again. So I'll just make a quick decrease here, because I can count that I've got too many, and this will be my number 1 stitch for the next round. So this is round 3 now. First stitch done, number 2 done, number 3, and see how it's curving right here? We're going to put that back in the right direction. So we've got 3, we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, right there, 8, and again, for those of you who don't know, I'm using a 1.9mm hook. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, number 14 right here. Okay, now I'll move this here. So we've got 14 so far. This will be number 15, 16, then 17. It must feel strange that I'm just counting. 18, but this is normal with crochet. 19, 20, unless you have a stitch marker, which I should probably get on this next round. This is 21 or 20, I can't remember. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 3 more to go for this round, and then we'll have 1 more round of just 30 in total, and then we can start making a decrease round and then move on from there. So before we move on, I'm just going to see if anyone wrote anything. Nope, but that's okay. Thank you for the likes, guys, really appreciate that. So what we will do now is I'll just grab a quick stitch marker, and what I will do with my stitch marker is actually cut some yarn. This is probably the easiest way to have a little stitch marker as well. So you can see I've got just a little bit of a different colored yarn right here. I'm not going to use any actual stitch marker because I really don't like unclipping them, because I think it just takes so much time, which is the reason why I don't use it. So I just use something like this that can stay still, or I can move it in and out very quickly. So I've got 1 more round of 30 to do, and then we will be done with the 30 round. And actually, Baby Yoda, all in all, well, I guess we'll time it today, and I am talking a bit whilst I'm doing this, but I would say Baby Yoda could take under an hour to complete if you're just looking at a pattern and you're crocheting about this quickly. So I would say, yeah, just under an hour, maybe even like 45 to 50 minutes to get 1 Baby Yoda in. That's my estimation. We're gonna see how long it actually takes. So far we're 11 minutes in, and we're making a lot of progress, which is good. I've already made 2 Baby Yodas this morning, and I've made these 2 cute things, which I will get tutorials done for you in the coming days. So don't you worry about that, and we'll probably do them as a live maybe tomorrow as well. Alright, so let's continue. This is my last round of doing 30 single crochet stitches. So remember, we started with chain of 16. We did 14 single crochet stitches. We made an increase in the last chain. Then we did another 14 single crochet stitches on the other side, and that made a total of 30 single crochet stitches. And now we have just completed 3 rounds of 30 single crochet stitches right here. So we are doing very well, which I love. Okay, so there's 30 done right there. You can see it's looking like this. We're starting to get a case. So now what we will do is we need to make 8 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, so this is a decrease round, okay? So this is number 3, 4. I should write this as we go along, but I don't have a pen and paper. Let's see how many I just made. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 3 more to go. 6, 7, and here's number 8. And after this, I'm going to make a decrease. So I'm going into the front loop. Then I come to the next stitch, and I'll come in the front loop as well. And then I'll pull the yarn through those 2 front loops, and then pull the yarn through the 2 loops on the hook. And that's what we call an invisible, again, invisible decrease. So that's an invisible decrease. So let's count another 8. 1, 2, 3. And when I say count another 8, I mean the single crochet stitches. So this is number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now let's do another decrease, but this time it's still called an invisible decrease. So front loop again, pull the yarn through 2, and pull the yarn through 2. So there we've just made 2 stitches into 1 stitch by an invisible decrease. Let's do this one more time. So one more time of 8 single crochet stitches. That's number 3 there for me. Number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And let me just count quickly. I just want to count that I have the right amount. So I should end up with 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, so we do have 27. So that's good, and we'll leave it as is. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is make another, what are we going to do? We're going to do another 3 rounds of 27 single crochet stitches. How lovely. And then we'll start getting into the green, so that will be fun. 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, 5. At least now you know how to do some invisible decreases. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Can't believe I've almost made 3 Baby Yodas this morning. 14, 15, I think, 16. Every time I speak, I forget where I'm up to. 16, 17, 18. And I did want to count this round just to make sure I have the right amount, because sometimes even when I count, it's actually not correct. It should be 19, I think. I can't remember. 20. I think I haven't counted correctly. 1, 2, 3. This seems very strange. 4, 5. Okay, according to my count, we've only got 25 when we should have 27, but that's okay. If we have 25, I'll fix it up soon. Let me just count it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, I gotta count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, good, we're good. My counting is terrible at the moment, but we are correct. I hate distracting you. Like, I fixed the mistake. You just want to know things like that. Yeah, it's perfect. Like, sometimes you don't really need to start again. Like, especially when it's patterns like this, by the way, like, these types of little patterns, if you've made like a little mistake and you don't have the exact number or whatever, and you see it straight away, like, instead of repeating it, it's okay. Just give a little increase somewhere where you think that you've made an extra decrease, or you've lacked a stitch or something like that. You can make a little decrease somewhere where it looks okay, or an increase somewhere where it looks okay. But if you're doing something like, let's say, like a scarf or a jacket and things that aren't really amigurumi style, then you'd probably have to start again. But little keychains like this, look, there are little ways around it and they're not visible. So these are just some little tricks that you guys get to learn on the way. And clearly, like, even me crocheting for a year and a half now, I make totally many mistakes. So this is totally normal. Okay, so we have another 2 rounds now of these 27 single crochet stitches, and let's hope for no more mistakes, because I don't like making them, but still, we'll figure it out even if we do. So we've got another 2 rounds of 27 single crochet stitches over here. So let's complete these 2 rounds. It shouldn't take that long, especially because this time I'm not going to count. I've got my stitch marker there. I'm confident now that I've got 27. I've counted them. We should be absolutely 100% good. No errors. So let's hope for the best from here on out. By the way, what are some things you'd like to see me crochet? Like something small, pocket size. Do you think that could be popular? Maybe in your country, or something that people are into, but like something small. I don't want to make big characters at the moment, because those take ages, and I'm kind of working on some at the moment as well. But like pocket-sized keychains that you'd like to make, and I could do tutorials for if you just let me know what it is that you feel like making but don't know how. So let's do this final round now. We're up to our final round of 27 single crochet stitches before we change our yarn color to that green. Now the green is not quite the Baby Yoda green color, but it's the only green I have, so we're gonna work with it, and it still looks okay, so we will be okay. So this is the last round of 27. We are getting through it. I love it. It's working out really well. Let's see how we go now. Just gotta get myself some yarn before I start changing colors. We're almost there to change colors as well. So here we go. Here we go. Almost there. Almost there. Can you see the yellow stitch marker? That means we are so close to finishing this round. That's why I love stitch markers sometimes as well. Just because you don't have to count. Okay, we've got one more, and here is where we're going to change the yarn color. Now notice I haven't completed the stitch, and this is what we do when we change yarn colors. So I haven't completed the single crochet stitch, and I'm going to change my yarn color right here to the color that I want. which is green. Okay, so you can see here I've got my green yarn right now. I've got my tail end facing this way because I'm going to put it underneath. I'll give myself maybe like a 5 centimeter tail. It doesn't need to be that big, but we're just going to make it this big for now. And I'm going to pull this yarn through those 2 loops on the hook. So technically that is still the end of this stitch, which is number 27. And then I'll grab these 2 yarn tails and pull them tightly so that I can begin the next round. Now in this next round, what we will be doing is going into the back loops. So if for those of you who don't know, a single crochet stitch, and usually any stitch, is made of a front loop and a back loop. So if I just went into the front loop, that's what the front loop is. And if I just go into the back loop, notice I am just putting my hook into that back loop right there. And I'm going to have these 2 yarn tails over the top of my hook as well, so that when I bring up this green yarn, it's woven, these yarn tails are woven into my stitch and I don't have to weave them in later. So this is exactly what you want to do. Now for this entire round, that's my first stitch, but what we are going to do is 7 single crochet stitches and then a decrease. So let's do this together. 1, 2, we've done now. This is 3 in the back loop. This is 4 in the back loop. 5 coming up. 6 right here. Now after about 5 or 6 stitches, I'm not going to weave these yarn tails in anymore, and I can cut them, and I'll cut them a little bit later. This is number 7, I do believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and here comes the decrease. Now I'm not going to do an invisible decrease right now. So for those of you who are here, I did an invisible decrease somewhere over here, but now I'm going to do a decrease, and it's a different type of decrease. You call this a single crochet 2 together type decrease. So this is what it looks like for those of you who don't know. I'm in the back loop because I'm working in the back loop, and I'm going to pull the yarn through. So it's an incomplete single crochet stitch. And then I'll go into the next back loop because we're working in the back loop, and I'll grab the yarn and pull it through a second incomplete single crochet stitch. So now we have 3 loops on the hook from our 2 stitches, and now we're going to pull the yarn through all 3 loops. That creates 1 stitch from our 2 stitches there. So that it's not an invisible decrease, but it still is a decrease, and it's just called single crochet 2 together. Now let's repeat this again. So we've got 7 single crochet stitches. 1, always in the back loop because for this round we're in the back loop. This is number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Get ready for our single crochet 2 together decrease. So here's pulling up 1 loop, going into the next stitch, pulling up the next loop. We've got 3 loops on the hook, and now we're going to pull the yarn through all 3 loops on the hook. Now we should only need to do this 1 more time. So we've got 7 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So as you can see, again, we have two single crochet stitches left, and we're going to make the decrease again, single crochet 2 together in the back loops. So this is a decrease, pull the yarn through, go into the next back loop, pull the yarn through again. You've got 3 loops on the hook. Now pull the yarn through all 3 loops on the hook to make that decrease finalized. So there we go. We have just finished 3 decreases in amongst 7 single crochet stitches. So we should now have 24 single crochet stitches in the round. Josie said, oh, do you know Friday Night at Freddy, I think it's called. I saw someone wearing quite big teddy earrings. I think they're modified keychain. Oh, that's cool. I actually don't know what that is, but like it sounds like a little place where people go and buy things. I don't know, at Freddy. I don't know actually what it's called, but that's awesome. Yeah, because you could technically make earrings out of 1-ply yarn or thread. It can look pretty good. I've never made a teddy bear because I feel like mine will just be too big. I've made 15 pairs of earrings, I think, if you've seen that video. But that's all I want to make. Like, I don't really want to make any more at this point. Okay, so what we will do now is, do you remember those yarn tails we weaved in, guys? So what we'll do is, you can see them here, and I'm going to cut this off now. And I like to cut them off like a little bit later, just so you can really see that it's gone. because sometimes if I cut it straight away, it doesn't look that great. So that's just a little tip for you. Give it an extra round or so. Alright, so here we're going to do another 3 rounds of 24 single crochet stitches. So another 3 rounds, guys. 3 rounds of 24 single crochet stitches. So let's do that now. And I could probably even move my yarn tail over here to begin my next round. So if I put this over here and then I start in here, we're back in the normal stitch, front and back loops now. We don't need to go in a back loop only anymore. So what we'll do is here's number 1, 2, and now I don't even really need to count at this point because I've got my yarn tail in here, which we call a stitch marker, I guess. It is a type of stitch marker, so this is going good. And we've almost finished the body of Baby Yoda as well. So this is fun because I feel like Baby Yoda doesn't take too long after you know what you're doing, and you can get this done reasonably quickly, and you can have a beautiful Baby Yoda chain, which would be awesome for those of you who want to make a Baby Yoda chain. I know there's a lot of people absolutely obsessed with the look of Baby Yoda for some reason. I know my sister-in-law is one of those people. But yeah, it's really cool. So let's keep going now. Let's keep making this. So again, 3 rounds after this. Let's see if we can do this fast. By the way, you just saw me lose my yarn off the hook, which sometimes happens if you're trying to go super fast and you're not at the right angle. It can sometimes just go flying. You've probably seen it in a few of my lives as well when I'm like trying to put in eyes or something like that, and I feel like I'm a little bit rushed and then it just goes fling, which is funny, but yeah, not fun whilst you're actually doing it. Okay, so this is 1 round now of 24, I do believe. So we've got another 2 rounds to go. So this is the start of the next round. So this is number 2 round of 24 single crochet stitches that we're going to do over here. And after these 3 rounds as well, we're pretty close to finishing because we just have, I think it's maybe 3 extra rounds of decrease. Decrease rounds, I should say, and I'll show you how to make those ones as well. And we will be doing the invisible decrease. So now it's kind of cool because you've now seen 2 different types of decreases, which I should probably do another crochet video about as well, because I haven't updated that how to crochet for beginners playlist in a while. And I could probably set it up as like an actual video with shorts or something, and then put it as like a replay live overnight or something like that, get my watch hours up or something. Could be a good idea. I might look into doing something like that over the next week or something. So let us try, let's see what we can do, because I do like teaching crochet, but I also want to try and start earning a little bit as well. And I'm gonna post out a video soon of like day in the life of crochet, because I'm here with my best friend in the Philippines and she sells crochet almost daily, so I'm helping her make these products so we can sell a little bit more. Although the only thing that sucks is in the Philippines you obviously sell things for very, very cheap, and it just feels like a lot of labor for no, I don't know, there's just, the money is not good. Can't really do much with it. So it's like, is it really worth it? I don't know. Not here for me. But yeah, for some it is. So we'll leave them. Okay, so we're at this last round now. I think this is the last round actually. Let's see, I can't remember. We'll count it. So this is either number 2 or 3. I'm hoping it's number 3. 1, 2, 3. I think it is number 3. So this means we're finished. We're finished 24 single crochet stitches in the round, which is great. There we go. We are all done now. So that's 1, 2, 3 rounds of 24 single crochet stitches. You know, on my setup right now, I have to keep my arms above the table because I'm working on an ironing board, and yeah, it's not the best setup, but this is all I could do. But it makes my arms very tight because I can't lean on this, because if I start leaning, then it's all gonna fall, which is not fun. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is 2 single crochet stitches here, and now an invisible decrease. So 1 front loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Let's do that a total of 6 times. So here again, 1, 2, front loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. You can see we're getting a little bit faster at this now. So single crochet, and then front loop, pull through 2 to finish that decrease. Front loop, single crochet and then another single crochet, so always 2 single crochets and then a decrease. Front loop, pull through 2, and we've got a bit more than 1 to go. So there's 2 single crochet stitches, front loop, pull the yarn through, and I think this is the last one here, number 6. Single crochet, front loop, pull through 2 and pull through 2. There we go. We probably don't even need this anymore. We'll do another decrease round. So this time we'll do single crochet stitch in amongst the decrease, and we'll do that 6 times. So there's number 1. Single crochet first and then a decrease as my second invisible decrease. Single crochet and then a third invisible decrease. Single crochet and a fourth invisible decrease. Single crochet, here's the 5th invisible decrease, and finally 6th. And I feel like I'm not going to do that last decrease just yet because I'm not going to have space to put in my eyes, and we should definitely put in some eyes over here also. Yes, okay, that's fine. I feel like this is a lot smaller for some reason, but it is what it is. Can't really help that. So I'm gonna grab some fiber filling. Let's see if there's any more chats. Oh, it's 5 Nights at Freddy's. Ah, okay. Oh, I see. I haven't seen it, but yeah. Okay, I'll probably look that up later anyway. That's cool. All right, so let's add some. No, let's not add fiber filling yet. We need to add eyes. Where's my eyes? Eyes. Here. So what I'm using is 7mm eyes. You could get away with 6mm eyes. These are just black safety eyes. You can get them off Amazon, anything. They're quite cheap, not too much, and this is what they look like. So just a little, your safety eyes there. I'll pop them down here, and they should always come with these things at the back. If you've seen these before, it's like the little clip things that you put on the back of it. So that's what it looks like right there. So I'll put that there. Put this away. Wait. Hold on, give me a second, guys. There we go. Okay, so what I'll do is, here is my safety eye right here, and I'm gonna put it over here, and I'm just gonna clip it in right here. It's a bit noisy in this house at the moment. Lots of people are doing things. Actually, oh, hey Yoda Kingdom. Oh, your name is kind of fitting right now. Are you selling those Baby Yoda things? Because I'm looking for some already made. Currently no, because I'm currently in the Philippines, so I can't sell any of them. But maybe when I get back from the Philippines, which is end of March, I will probably sell them on Etsy. But that might be way too long for you to wait. So yeah, unfortunately, can't really do much about that at the moment. So let us, actually, maybe I'll put in the eye over here. I feel like the stitches are very tight. I'm not sure how much at the moment. I haven't even considered pricing right now, so I couldn't tell you right now. But in the future, if you're still interested, then you'll have to check that out. Alright, so I'm trying to put in this eye, and I feel like my stitches are very tight, and I'm not sure why. It's like almost like I'm using the wrong hook. And I'm going to put in this one over here. So keep it in line with this. And then I'll try and fit this one in. If I can't get this in, I'll have to ask my bestie to poke it in, because I am struggling a lot. Really struggling to put the eye in. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't put this in. It's like the stitches are way too tight. So that's why I would recommend maybe a little bit of a bigger hook. I don't know what hook I use for this one. It seems very strange that this is not the same. where did this go? One, it should be the same over here, right? They're adorable, so cute. Oh, thank you, Pink Barrel. Oh, I remember you told me your name before, but I forgot. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's see. The eyes look okay there, right? That should be okay. Yep, I'm happy with that. That's good enough. So now I'm gonna put the backs on. So here's the back. Oh, I just feel like it's so squishy. It's so hard. That craft easy applies for safety eyes, or a knockoff version will help you with safety eyes. Makes it so easy. Absolutely agree. I've just used a smaller hook, which I think has given me smaller stitches, so it's just hard to push the eyes in. I've never had so much trouble with eyes before. And it's weird because I felt like I was using the same hook for this one, and this one was super easy, but you can definitely tell these stitches are way bigger compared to this, so I must have been using a bigger hook. I just don't remember it. So it seems like I have amnesia right now. Come, push this on. Let's push this. Come on. Gotta go all the way back here. And then keep pushing until it finally clicks and feels secure, which it's not right now. It takes a long time. Here, this might be easier way. Push it from this direction. Alright, now that's in, so now we've got to add the fiber filling, and the fiber filling part is quite easy because all we need to do is get a pair of cutters or something and you can push it in this way. Super easy, which I like. You don't even need to start filling it up earlier because this is quite small, so it's easy. Just leave yourself enough of a gap up the top. I was almost about to do another increase, which I probably would have even more struggled if I had done that, so I'm glad I didn't in the end. So I've just got to remind myself that when I get back into crocheting with that, I've got one more decrease to do to finish that round. Okay, so putting this back, all of this fiber filling inside, let us continue. It's got to fill it up nice and big. So I'll grab this fiber filling. It's a different type of fiber filling, I find. This one is not soft, but it still does the job. It just makes everything... Actually, there's like parts of it that I love and parts of it that I'm not a fan of. It doesn't feel very soft, and that's probably the only downside. But it is good when you're stuffing because it really stuffs everything quite nicely. So that's the good side to it. So I'll add just maybe a little bit more. And then from here, I'll just poke in the last bit of fiber filling. Just like this. There we go. Okay, once we have that, what we will do... You like the Polyfill brand? Oh, are they specific brands? They probably are, obviously, but I just grab a pillow. I just get whatever is the cheapest pillow, open it up, and grab whatever's inside, and that's what I do. Alright, so we've got one more. Have you used sheet wool for filling? I don't think I have. I could have. I just may not have known it. I'm not sure. Probably not, though. I don't think so. But that is also a good one to use, because it really would fill it up quite nicely as well. Okay, this is the final round. We're just doing decreases everywhere, and I'm only going to make 5 decreases. So that's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and these are all invisible decreases. I love doing invisible decreases just in general, unless I'm working in a back loop or I find that the invisible decrease is very hard to do for some reason, then I'll do a different type of increase, the one that I showed you guys before, the single crochet 2 together. But other than that, I will just use the invisible decrease because you don't see it as much. Oh, we've got some mosquitoes here. That's the Philippines for you. Now I only do 5 decreases in this point because you can see that the top here is quite small. So I'm going to now make a slip stitch instead of doing the last decrease. And I don't want to make that circle here too small because then it will leave lumps when I go to close it, which I don't want. Alright, so now I need the needle. The needle. The good needle. Thank you. And I'm going to grab this green yarn here and pop it inside this needle right there. And now what I will do is make, well, let's say this. I'm going to put the needle inside the front loops only of my remaining stitches. So there's 1, here's number 2, here's number 3, 4, 5, just the front loop. That's number 5, and here's number 6. So let's pull it now. Oops, I should probably put it in this one too. So that's 7. Yeah, there should be 7 in total. So now I'm going to pull it all the way as much as I can, and then the needle will go through the center right here, and then I can pop it out wherever there is more green. Pop it out here, pull it through, just like that. You can see it close up, and I might just push this out here so it's just nice and level. So it's just a little bit of manipulation using a needle and just pulling things out where they need to be, moving around the stuffing so it's in there nice and even. And then after this point I'm just going to put the needle in somewhere else and then poke it out through, so that will just secure it nicely. I won't pull this too hard though, but I'll just, you can see it almost looks like the same as the rest, so this is great. And then I'll cut this right here because we don't need it anymore. So that was a little bit of excess yarn that we had there. Always good to have excess than not enough. So this is the body now. Hey Yasui! You love the invisible decrease too? Yes, it's so true. It is a great decrease to use. Okay, so there is almost the entire Baby Yoda. Now we do need to add something around, see this front loop here, because we went in the back loops over here, so we need to do that. Let's do that now because that won't take too long. So what I'll do is I'll just show you how I do this. So I'll have my hook that goes in one of these front loops, nice and easy. I'll grab some yarn right here, and then all I will do is give myself a little bit of a yarn tail. I will chain 1. So there you go, I've just chained 1, and I'm going to go into that very same front loop, and then I'm going to pull the yarn through and start the first single crochet stitch, and then I'll pull this yarn tail back here, nice and easy. So that's 1. Now I have to do this a total of, I believe it is 27 times, and you know, you don't even need to count at this point because you're just going in each of these front loops to make kind of like the border for the sack. So it gives it a little bit more volume, definition, that 3D look, which is exactly what we want. And you can see that I'm weaving in this yarn tail as I go. I won't weave all of the yarn tail in, just 5, 6, 7 stitches of weaving it in is more than enough. We can cut that off later when we're finished. So just like that. And I'll just continue now to make these single crochet stitches. If you wanted taller stitches, then you'd do half double crochet. If you wanted even taller, you would do double crochet, etc, etc. But for us, single crochet is more than the height we need for this border for Baby Yoda's sack, which is perfect. So more single crochet stitches until we finish all the way around, which will be wonderful. This will look great once we're finished. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing this finish as well, even though I've already made 2 for today, but it's always lovely seeing end results, I think, and that makes you motivated to do more just because of how it looks at the end. And we've got some nice looking stitches. It's not that, I actually am not a fan of the V style, so that's yarn over style. I'm actually, right now what I'm doing is yarn under and then yarn over, and it gives me these stitches that look a little bit more close together. It doesn't look like fiber filling is coming out, and I just like the organization of those stitches when I'm finished with it. So that's why I use yarn over, no, yarn under and then yarn over. No, what am I saying? Actually, yes, that is right. So yarn under first, then yarn over. But some people do yarn under, But for me, I definitely am not a fan of yarn over yarn over. But that's just me. Some people love it. So there's no right or wrong way. Actually, some people really advocate. They say yarn over is the right way to do it. It's the original method or whatever. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Like, good for them. I'm happy they enjoy it. But for me, I really like, especially for amigurumi, the tighter looking stitches. I think it just makes the product look very, I want to say the word neat, and for me it does look neat, so maybe I will say the word neat. But anyways, all right, so there we go. We have made the border of this Baby Yoda. Jules, are you enjoying the change of scenery? It's okay. I definitely enjoy Australia a lot more. I shouldn't say that, but I'm here for my best friend, and she lives here, so I'm here right now, and that's more than enough. So that's good. And hopefully one day she gets to come to Australia. That would be cool once her visa is done. But yeah, we're still working on that. It's taken almost like 6 years to do that, and there's no guarantees because, yeah, again, there's just a lot of requirements, and even if Filipinos have all those requirements, sometimes it's hit or miss. It's kind of an annoying process actually, with the whole visa thing. I'm not a fan of how strict Australia is, but that's just me. Okay, now we're going to do the ears. Hopefully these don't take long. We've got 2 of them to make, so let's get ahead on it. So again, I'm still using my 1.9mm hook. I'm going to make a magic ring, and the first thing I will do inside this magic ring is make 6 single crochet stitches. I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I possibly can because I feel like I just really want to finish this Baby Yoda. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. How are we going for time anyway? 47. So yeah, I mean, I've spoken a lot, so I'd say you could probably still get this done in under an hour if you weren't speaking and you were you have a handle of how to crochet. Otherwise, maybe an hour and a half max, something like that. I will do a slip stitch this time because I'm not concerned about seeing the slip stitch in the ear. Now in this next round, I'm going to chain 1. You always chain 1 when you do a slip stitch, and we're going to do a single crochet and then an increase. So 1, 2 single crochet stitches in the 1 stitch, and we will repeat that a total of 3 times. So I've just done the single, now here's the increase, and then the single, and the final increase. So now we have a total of 9 single crochet stitches in the round, and I'll finish this round again with a slip stitch and chain 1. Alright, so that's the second round now done, and what we'll do now is another 2 rounds of 9 single crochet stitches. So let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 more to go after this one, 7, 8, and number 9. Okay, so that's that round done. That's round number 3. I'm going to make a slip stitch and a chain 1 to finish the round. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, I feel like I've missed a thread there. Let's try that again. Yeah, I've definitely missed something in here. Nothing, no biggie. So that's only 1. There we go, I fixed it. I just didn't have all the 4 ply on my hook. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, coming up, 7, 8, and number 9. Okay, so that's round 4 done. We're going to slip stitch again to finish this round and chain 1. Now I'm going to chop this off because I don't need that big of a yarn tail in there. And now what we will do is the 5th round is just going to increase to 12. So I'm going to do single crochet stitch, and an increase, and we repeat that a total of 3 times. So here's the first increase, Now let's do single, single, and then increase again. So there's my first single, here's my second single, and here's the next increase, 1 and 2. Let's repeat that one more time. Single crochet, and finally the last increase to make this 12. Finish the round with a slip stitch and chain 1. And now I'm just going to do 12 single crochet stitches in this final round to finish this ear. And I'll just try to do this as quickly as possible without making any mistakes or having yarn not attached to my hook very well, which I've had done many times in the past. Like even sometimes it just is a little bit more difficult to get through. Like that. Here. Here. One more, I think. Yep, one more after this. So here is the final stitch, slip stitch and chain one to finish this off. Now I could fold this together and go in each of these as I have in my tutorial, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it as is. I think it's big enough. I'll leave myself a bit of a yarn tail, about this much. And here is the first ear that you can see here. It's a cute pattern. Oh, I love that. Hey, butterfly. How are you today? Butterfly Lila. Very nice name, by the way. Okay, so this will go right here. So we got one more ear to make and then we can do the sewing and then we will be done. Let's do this, let's do this. Let's make our Baby Yoda finished. We gotta do this, guys. Let's finish him off. Lots of yarn under my feet. Okay, got green yarn again. Let us finish this final ear. So for those of you who weren't here for the first ear, you are in luck because we are doing another ear right now. So you'll be able to see everything that I do. So we'll make the magic ring. Then we're going to crochet 6 single crochet stitches inside this magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nicely done. You can see I've got my ring over here, I've got my yarn tail. I'm going to pull that yarn tail all the way. Done. Done and dusted. I will finish this round and every round from here on out for the ears with a slip stitch and chain 1. Now in the second round I'm going to increase from 6 to 9, and in order to do that I need to do a single crochet stitch and then an increase. So that's my first increase. I repeat that 3 times. So single crochet and then increase, 1 and 2. Then again, last time, single crochet, stitch, and then an increase, 1 and 2. There we go. So I'm going to come in here, slip stitch again, chain 1. Probably going to cut this yarn tail even at this point because I won't need it anymore and it'll just become too big. And now from here, I'm going to do the next 2 rounds of just 9 single crochet stitches. So no increase, no decrease, it's just straight rounds. And there's a total of 9 stitches in the round. So I'll do 9 single crochet stitches, but for 2 rounds. So this is the third or first round of the 9 single crochet stitches. Technically it's the third round in total if I'm starting from the very beginning. And here's the 9th stitch right here, slip stitch in the first stitch and chain 1 to finish that. Then again, this is round 4 or my second round of 9 single crochet stitches. So we are almost finished the second ear now, and I feel like we are doing this rather quickly, so this is great. So coming here, we're almost finished. This is the round 4. Round 4 is now complete once I've just made the slip stitch in the first stitch and the chain 1 to finish that. Now what I want to do is after round 4, so we are up to round 5, and we're going to increase from 9 to 12. So we do 2 single crochet stitches, 1 and 2, and then we make an increase. So here's increase number 1. Let's do it again. Single crochet, stitch, and then an increase, 1 and 2. Let's do it again. 1, 2, and finally an increase in my last stitch of the round. This will make it 12 stitches in the round. We'll do a slip stitch and chain one to finish the round. Yes, you can see the slip stitch here. This is why over here I didn't use it, but for the ears I don't mind because we'll just fold it at the seam anyway, so it won't be very noticeable and it will end up just fine. And here in the very last round of my ear, we're going to make our 12 single crochet stitches. No increases, no decreases, just 12 straight single crochet stitches, 1 single crochet stitch per stitch, if that makes sense. So every stitch, here's a stitch, I'll do 1 single crochet stitch. So here we go, keep going until we've finished all 12. Sometimes when I go fast, especially with my arms just floating in the air, I feel like I'm using a lot of muscles to do this. This is not normally how I would crochet, but we are trying our best. And I am aching very much. I think that's another reason why I'm kind of trying to rush this so I can finish, so I can give my poor arms a rest. Alright, so I'm going to again cut the yarn over here, give myself a little bit of a tail, and that's the second ear now complete. Fantastic. Alright, so now we are up to the sewing portion of our Baby Yoda, and this doesn't take too long, which is a good thing. So I'm going to twist this now, and I'm going to pull it through my needle. This is the best needle I've ever had, by the way. It just works so perfectly. And I don't even know what type of needle it is. I just picked it up at my local grocery store. Actually not grocery store, but it's called Kmart, and it's the best. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go through here, pull this here, and then what I will do is go through the front and the back stitches, the front and the back, okay? Go through the front and the back when you do the sewing. Now it starts here, and I kind of want to pull the ear a little bit back so it gives this effect. It looks like that. So in order to do that, I'm going to go 1 stitch backwards. So I've finished here, so I'm going to go around here backwards. I'm going to pull that now and pull the yarn through here, come through here. There we go. Now I'm going to keep in the straight line, so I'm going to keep right here. This is where I finished, so I'm going to come out now about here and pull this yarn. Again, I can go either way. So last time I came from front to back. At this point, I'm going from... Sorry, last time I came from back to front. Now I'm going front to back. It's okay. There's no correct way of doing it. I'm going to keep in line again. Keep it all in line at the moment. You can see this time I'm coming back to front. There's really no perfect way of doing this. It's just whatever works best for you. And then here's where I was. I'm going to come... Where did I start? It's over here. So I'm going to come forward now for this last stitch. So I'm coming forward, and you can see again I'm coming front to back. But it all works the same. It's okay. The only thing that I'm not a fan of is how this yarn, for some reason, it's not my yarn, it's my best friend's yarn, but for some reason it just snaps, which I don't like. Now here's a way to fix this, by the way. I'm going to chop that. We're no longer going to use it. I'm going to grab some more yarn and start this whole thing again. So you can see here I've got some yarn. I'm chopping it. So here's my new yarn. And what we will do this time, since it's snapped over here, I can't keep using it because it's snapped. It's not good. I mean, it's not great, but you have to learn how to troubleshoot things, because you don't want to say, oh, it's ruined, I've got to start again. No, you've got to find ways around this. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to come back over here with my new yarn, as you can see here. I'm just going to sew in this last stitch again, front and back. Just make this secure. Don't pull this all the way. And then I'll come back here and I'll go, let's see if we can see that stitch. Here it is. So I'm going to come down here and hopefully back out down here, right at the end here. So I'll come right there. Pull that through. I'll try not to get this in the way, because we're going to tie that away later. And I'm just going to go through that one more time just to really secure that in. because I don't want that snapping and I want the ear to look good. So that's the reason why we really secure this as best as we can. I'm going to come out in the same spot. I'm just going through the same thing right here. I'm going to move this out the way, pull that down. It's looking great. Then I can even come over here and I'll come out maybe over here where this yarn was in the first place. Now you might be saying, what do you do with the other yarn? Where are you going to put it? I will show you. Let's do that now. So there's the first ear. So that's what the ear looks like. First ear, it's looking good. Now let's grab this yarn. I will maybe put in my needle first down here, and I can even push it out into this area where the other two yarn tails were as well, because I might tie them all together. You'll see that very shortly. So I've got these. We've lost part of the yarn because it's snapped. That's okay. It's hidden somewhere. We've secured it well anyway. I'm going to pull this through. I'm going to tie this all together now. We'll just do a double knot. So there's one. Here's number 2. Pull it nice and tightly. Cut it above the section where we tied it together, and then I'm just going to push it back through. Try to push it through, or I can try this later because it's quite big, and this is probably not something I want to struggle with on a live. Where is it? Where's the hole? Where is the stitch? Oh, in here. Okay. So if I'm struggling with this anymore, I'm probably gonna stop and do this later. Come on, get inside. I'm not sure actually what stitch we were in. And I don't want to be pushing it in the wrong stitch. Oh, there we go. Good. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, we secured that. It's in nice and neat. So there's the first ear right there. We've got one more ear to go. Let's sew this ear and hope that it doesn't snap, because I don't want to be working with snapped yarn again. So let's do this. Let's do this well. Please don't snap yarn. I know it's 4-ply cotton yarn. I've never had an issue with it before, but maybe it's something to do with where I am. Alright, so I'm going to come here, move that away. Let us do this now. So if I was in over here, now I may as well go over here as well. So I'm coming through here. Boom, there's my first one, and then I'll go into the front and the back stitches. Okay, there we go. Pull that nice and tightly. Then I'm going to go back one. So this is where I was, and I'm going to go back one stitch because I want to give it a little bit of definition here, where it just goes from the front to the back. Here, and we're going to work our way still in line with the same thing over here. So maybe over here now, straight down, just straight down. Pull it, we'll come here, over here, grab that, so that's the next front and back loops right there. And now I'm going to work my way to the front. As you can see, that's what we've done. So I've gone in the front now. Gonna go again in the second last stitch, front and back loops, or stitches I should say, and then I will continue to come down here and out over here, and it just pulls it. We'll give it a little bit more definition. I'll come into this last stitch over here, just like that. Pull it over here. I might do that again just to secure it nice and tightly. Hope you guys are able to see this. I'm not sure if I keep going in and out of the frame, but I'm doing my best. Again, I'll come into the back here just to really secure that. Want to make sure this ear never comes undone. Then I'll come over here. So I've woven it over here. I'll pull that, and what I will do is just weave this now a few times across the head, and I won't pull it too tightly either, but what I want to do is just make sure it's secure, and I can even come down here just to finish that off because I had nothing to tie it to, so that's where I'm going. So there's 2 ears. I'm just going to fold it and bend it into place. Then I'm going to cut this over here, then push this back in, and there we go. You're so amazing. Oh, that girl said hello. How are you? So are you. You're amazing too. Thank you so much. Know how to crochet as well. Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Please subscribe if you haven't already. There's so many tutorials of things that you can make. We've got Baby Yoda. You'll see a tutorial of Baby Yoda. I'm gonna make this as a tutorial and this probably in the coming days. So you'll be able to see that soon. Look, we're just over an hour making Baby Yoda. So we've done well. So you can guarantee 1 hour for Baby Yoda. And this is how Baby Yoda looks at the end. We've done it. We've made Baby Yoda. Oh, good. Thank you so much, Joss. You said amazing. You're amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have finished our 3 Baby Yodas. Do you have a video? Absolutely, we do. Go check out my videos. It's the second video I ever made on this channel, actually. So check out oldest. Click the oldest tab, and then you'll see it as the second video I ever made. I talk through it, so you should be able to follow that very well. I really hope you can. Anyway, we want to make one for my sister. Absolutely, go ahead and do that. And then check out my other tutorials as well if you haven't already. Now, if you wanted to make a yarn chain, I'm not going to do it now, but all you would do is connect it over here, chain 50, connect it back here with a slip stitch, tie it together, and hide it in the body. And that's it. And I sometimes like yarn tails because you can just clip it onto something. Say you go through something and then you put this all the way around it and back up, and it's connected to whatever it is, like a key ring or whatnot, and then you guarantee that it doesn't rust unless you have special types of keychains, which currently I do not have. So yarn chain is more than enough. If I use a stainless steel keychain, you risk rust and it just will turn bad after a while. So that's just a tip there. Her name is Sarah, but I call special. Oh, you like them too. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate you being here and for liking this live as well. Thank you for all the reactions too. Thanks, guys, and I will see you tomorrow in the next live, where we probably will make one of these cute little guys, which will be so fun to make. So we will see how that goes. Anyways, guys, thank you again, and I will see you tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening, whatever it is, whatever time it is for you. Thank you so much. See you guys. That girl, some of you are crying. Oh no. I'll see you tomorrow. Come on tomorrow. Bye bye.